Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the One Pot Wonder. We are in session 6, class 4. We'd just like to say good morning and thank you for your patience this week. We had to kind of switch the week up from Tuesday to Friday. Summertime seems to be a little busy for everyone, so I hope you can be patient throughout the summer with us as we progress. Kayla Ray isn't with us today, but behind the scenes we have Michael Rushton with us, who's offered to help do the video. So thank you, Michael. And a big thank you to our sponsors and our volunteers. We have received approval through the grant for the Community Initiatives Program, which is CIP. So they are supporting this program, and a big thank you to them. And in support with Napi Friendship Association, we have staffing support through them as well. And we have volunteers that have come in graciously, continuing right from the very beginning with Child and Family Services from Brockett, or Gunny Child and Family Services. And of course, last but not least, our wonderful food center in Pincher Creek, and our food bank in Brockett, and our connection with the Lethbridge Interfaith Food Bank, and the Creekside Community Church. So a great big thank you. We couldn't do it without having a community program support and everybody working together. So for today, we're going to get started. Again, it's this summer day, and we're not going to use the stove very much or the oven at all. So it's a very simple recipe. It's taco salad today, and so you should have in your bag some salsa, some black beans, some lettuce, tomatoes, some green onions, some beef. We have some cheddar cheese and your tacos and your taco mix. So it's very, very simple. Plus you'll also have some milk and eggs in your bag as well. And so we're going to get started. We're going to take the meat over to the stove and get that cooking, and we'll meet you over there. So prior to going to the stove, you have some black beans in your bag. So what I'd like you to do is, you'll see once you open your can that there's a lot of kind of milky liquid on top of those black beans. So we want to take that off. So we're going to wash them. Washing them just means in cold water. You don't need to put soap or anything like that on them, just rinse them. So we're going to do that, and so what you'll be doing then with these beans is, once our meat starts to cook, we're going to add the taco seasoning and the beans into the meat while it's on the stove, and that will be built right into adding it to our salad. So I think that should be good. So we're just going to leave these beans for a few moments, and now we're going to go to the stove. Okay, so we're going to put the hamburger into, unfortunately I don't have a good frying pan today, so I'm just using a regular big pot, which you can use whatever system you have at home. So we're going to start to break this hamburger up and let it cook for a few minutes. And as it's cooking, you should have a taco package in your bag. So we're going to add this to your meat, and then it also requires half a cup of water. So we're going to put the seasoning in and the water, and then we're going to just let it cook a little bit more. And you shouldn't have a lot of grease on this hamburger because it is lean, which is better to work with when you're working with salad, because you don't want greasy salad. So if you do have any grease on your meat once it's cooked, you could just drain it off. Don't wash it because then it takes all the flavor of your seasoning off. But you can just rinse it off. Like just put it in your strainer, or if you have your lid for your pot, just drain it off. So we're gonna let this cook for a few minutes, and we're gonna go back and do the preparation for the rest of the salad. So prior to cutting up the rest of our salad preparation, I'm just gonna put the taco seasoning in, and we're gonna let it continue to cook some more. And you need about a half a cup of water. Of course, I didn't measure it completely, but and you should have a gravy effect look to your meat, and it'll be kind of soupy, and that's okay because you just want it to kind of get all your spices in there together. And it's not hot, by the way. It's not hot spices, and a little bit of chili. There's garlic in it. Yeah, just a combination. It does have a chili flavor though, so. Anyway, we're gonna let that simmer. I'm gonna turn this down a bit. Your temperature for cooking, yeah, you can put it just below medium, and just let it continue to simmer a bit. And yeah, we'll meet you over at the counter and we'll finish up the prep. So we're gonna just shred up the lettuce. So I wanted to tell you a little something about the core of your lettuce. To be able to keep your lettuce longer, you see there's that hard core in the bottom of your lettuce. If you, I have a sore hand today, so I may not be able to get it out, but if you just bang on your lettuce onto the table, and then you should be able to just pull that core out like that. And so what this does is it just helps so that it doesn't keep aging. Because inside, of course, I mean, when your lettuce gets really yellow, then it is overripe, right? So this just helps to stop that process. Another thing is to keep it in your fridge. If you have some paper towel that you could dampen just to keep it moist, that too will help. And it's, you can break it up so that you're breaking up your lettuce into sections. So that will help as well. But for today, we're gonna use the whole head for our salad. So we're just gonna break it up in half. You can see how this is actually a ripe head of lettuce. So it's still edible. It's not like it's bad. But we're just gonna put it into bite-sized pieces and put it into our bowl. So another thing I wanted to mention to you is I have been washing my hands fairly frequently, just in between, and apologies you haven't seen that, but I have been doing that. And it's kind of important, especially when you're dealing with meat, and then you're moving to your vegetables. It's important to just kind of wash your hands frequently, just for sanitary purposes, and so you're not having blood from your meat on your hands. So what we're going to do is compile it all, and so we'll be just doing the pieces of the lettuce. We're going to cut up the green onions. Oh, the other thing I was going to tell you before I forget is with your hamburger, you could add your onions to that. You could add pretty much anything you want into your meat. For today, we're just using the taco seasoning, but you could certainly add your green peppers, you can add mushrooms, you can add whatever you want in your meat for the tacos. And then we're gonna add, like I said, the green onions we're gonna cut up. We're gonna crush up our tacos and put that all together. Once our meat's cooked, we're gonna add in our black beans, and then we will, I don't think I'm gonna use the core of this, but yeah, then we're gonna mix it all together. So your toppings will be of course, your sour cream, your salsa, and your greens from your salad, or sorry, from your onions. So we're gonna continue just breaking this lettuce up, and we'll meet you over at the stove shortly to have a look at the meat. So the taco seasoning in the water has kind of dissipated. It's starting to, yeah, we just don't have a huge amount of liquid in here anymore. So we're gonna add our beans in now, and then we're just gonna give it a stir. And then that will pretty much wrap up the cooking part of the taco meat. And then we're going to take this over to the stove. Now, you can put your meat in your fridge to get it cold before you use it. Some people don't. Some people like it just hot, mixed in. For today, we are just going to put the meat up on top of your lettuce and your salad part, and then put your taco chips and your cheese and salsa and sour cream together. So, but we'll demonstrate that for you on at the counter. We'll see you there. Okay, so I've started to cut up the green onions, and we're going to add a little bit into the actual salad, and then we're going to put some of the greens on top. But just for demonstration purposes, you could add, like I said before, you can add your regular onions into your meat, or if you don't want to add onions, you don't have to add them at all. So we're just going to add a little bit of the onion into the salad, and then I'm going to just put this aside for a moment. And I want to cut up, I'd like to wash this first, we're going to just cut up this tomato for the top of the salad. Now this is kind of like a version of tacos, like nachos, except you're using salad instead of your nachos. But I mean, you have the nachos, so you could do a variation and not even use your lettuce. You could just make tacos. Entirely up to you, but it does leave room for a variation. And something that I just wanted to bring up is next week we are looking at doing some biscuits, and we'd just like to get some feedback from you. So I'll be putting a message out in the messenger group, and if you could please give me some feedback as to like or dislike, and then we'll proceed with doing our orders. And I think we're ready. So we're gonna be back in about 2 seconds. All right, so we're gonna put our salad together. So my suggestion is to take some of your cut up your lettuce, and then we're gonna add some of the meat on top of that. And from there, we're gonna take a few of the tacos, and we're gonna crunch. Actually, I should do it this way. Let's do it this way. We're gonna take the cheese, because we want the cheese to melt a little bit and the meat is still warm. And then we're gonna put some tacos, and you just crunch those up, and you put them on top. And then you're gonna put a little bit of your sour cream on top of that. Or your salsa, you could do it either way. Some people don't like either or. And we're gonna put a little bit of the taco salsa. And we're gonna put a few tomatoes. And we're gonna put some green onions. And this is your taco salad. Now, if you choose, you can mix it up. You can just put it all in your pot and mix it up that way. Or you could use your nachos and make nachos. And it's kind of a nice variation for a summer day where you don't have to use your stove too much and your oven at all. So, bon appetit. I hope you enjoy. Stay safe and take care of each other. And we'll see you next week. Bye for now.